But even more than that, I'm just so grateful now that I have the family that I have today. And joining me now is my dad, Ed Smart. My dad is one of the most special people to me in the world, and he has been a mentor and an exemplar and someone that I have wanted to emulate my entire life, who has always put his needs aside and tried to do what is right for the world around him. And so, Dad, thanks so much for joining me tonight.
It's my pleasure.
One of the questions I was kind of worried about is, before my kidnapping, do you remember hearing of other kidnapping stories? Did you follow? Was that something that was even on your radar?
No, I don't think that most people feel that there is the possibility that that's ever going to happen to them. And that's certainly, you know, the case in your abduction. You know, when Mary Catherine came into the room and said, "Dad, I think somebody has taken Elizabeth," my first thought was, you know, you're just having a bad nightmare. Just calm down and we'll get it taken care of. So, you know, I got up and checked and went into your room, and of course you weren't there. And I started going from room to room, and as I came downstairs, and your mother had, you know, just followed me down, and Mary Catherine once again had said, you know, "You're not going to find her. A man has taken her." And I think it was at that point the reality started sinking in, that something actually had happened. So for any parent out there who probably thinks that it can never happen to me, that's how we felt. And I certainly felt like there was the possibility that, you know, you were just hiding somewhere, or you were downstairs or in one of the other kids' rooms, but that was not the case. And as that reality sunk home, the depth of the craziness of the whole abduction started hitting home, and it, you know, it certainly hit home for your mother. And I don't think I've ever seen her in such pain as I did going into our living room and sitting down on the sofa and just going into this probably a mode that you were currently in at that same time. Unbelievable.
I mean, I can't even imagine now, as a parent myself, like, I can't even imagine how I would feel if I found out that one of my kids was kidnapped today. I think, and I'm curious to know, I mean, how did you know what to do? How did you keep my story in the media? I mean, I look back and I think it played such a role in bringing me home, keeping my name out there. How were you able to captivate the media's attention to cover my story as much as you did?
Well, I think that one of the things that happened in your case, you were the first, what we called Rachel alert in Utah, which was the Amber Alert. And in so doing, that brought a fair amount of publicity and the push to basically make the entire national Amber Alert available to all victims, because I think it's one of the first lines of defense that any parent has, to be able to basically tap into all of the people that are around you and the whole nation, to bring an awareness to the child being missing is huge. So, you know, to us, we were constantly looking, and we knew that one of the things that we had to do was, one, to stay out there in front of the news, to try to tell new stories about you, have new pictures, bring new videos. And of course, it was just the beginning of the internet and the web, and that just became huge and is even bigger today, because when you think about trying to find you, I mean, that was our goal. And the police, to them, it was a matter of eliminating everyone, eliminating other possibilities to try to get down to, you know, what actually happened to you. So I think that being able to call on all of the people out in our neighborhood, in Utah and across the nation, was huge in bringing you back.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.